Great. So anyone has any questions from our last few classes? No questions? Okay. Fine. So what we are going to talk about today is in our day 10 session, we are going to talk about how can we handle some of the advanced web elements. We have so far seen working with form elements, right? When you all automated the registration of user scenario, then we all worked on the radio button, checkbox, drop downs, and we also worked on links, buttons, text boxes. So we have seen the working of these elements. Now today we are going to talk about table, drop down, and alerts in the session. So the first element we are going to have a look at is a table. Can anyone tell me where do we see a table in our demo site application? In our demo site application, the home page, these products which are displayed, they are displayed inside a web table. So if you have a look at this product, do you all see this table? It contains a T body. T body contains a TR. So there are three TR tags, one, second, and third. Three TR. Each TR contains three TD. Each TD contains two hyperlinks and a text. So a table structure is basically like this. You start with the table tag, then you may or may not have a T body tag. Inside it you have a TR tag. TR tag stands for table row. Table row can further contain table data. So table row represents the row, table data represents the column. Then you have closing tags. So this particular table has got one row with three columns, whereas the table which we are looking at has got three rows, each row having three columns. And each column, that is each table data, contains few elements, two hyperlinks to be specific and one text. So a table tag is basically a container tag, which basically means it contains other HTML elements. For example, table contains T body contains TR tag, each TR tag contains TD tag, the TD tag then further contains two links and a text. So a table tag is a container tag and it contains other HTML elements. Is this clear? Okay, great. So one of the things which we have to work on table with is we have to iterate the table. So iteration of the table basically means we access each row of the table, and inside each row we access every column of the table. So we are going to iterate the table. Now what we are going to do is we are going to iterate the table dynamically. That is, we will not know how many rows we have to iterate or how many columns. We will fetch that number at the time of execution and then run our for loop through it. So the scenario which I am going to show you guys right now is I am going to create the table element, then I am going to fetch the number of rows. For each row I am going to fetch the number of columns. For each column inside it I am going to basically print the information inside every cell. So I am going to print information inside every table cell. That is what I am going to do. So please pay attention. Directly going to the test table method. I first create this product table element to be driver dot find underscore element underscore by underscore tag name. So this home page actually contains only one table element. So that is why my this command works. Also, if you look at this particular table, it doesn't have any other locator through which I can identify it. So I basically identify this table by using the tag name property and I create this product table element. That's a web element. Now I'm going to fetch the number of rows. To fetch the rows, I'm going to use the method find underscore elements because it is more than one row. And I want to find the rows in by using XPath on the product table. Please understand it is no longer driver but the product table in which I am going to find elements by XPath, the XPath being tbody tr. This means anything can come before tbody, we don't really care, but this XPath has to be maintained. So inside tbody tr fetch this XPath elements. So what we will get is we will get the row list, a list of row web elements. Then for each R in rows, I am going to fetch the column web elements. So I create a column list by saying R dot find underscore elements by dot xpath td. For each row, inside each row, find all the elements by xpath, xpath being the td xpath. Then for each CD in columns, print the row I, print column J, and simply print CD dot text. That is the cell data dot text. Increment J to be J plus 1, increment I to be I plus 1. First fetch the table. For inside the table, find all row elements. For each row element, find all column elements. For each cell data in the column elements, print CD text. Is this clear? This small script. Read the script carefully. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you have more than one table, then also again using X, we can identify using XPath by saying table. Okay. You try different locators. That's absolutely okay. That's more of a locator problem. Or you can use parent. Either way. Sure. Anyone has any question? Yeah, yeah, sure. Product table is the name of the web element which is going to be returned by this command. Find underscore element always returns you a web element. This web element is stored inside product table. It is a web element. You can actually do that. A web element can itself contain another web element. If you have a look at the web elements method, do you see this find element method associated with the web element API? So that's how. Every web element supports find element method. A web element is, that's why I told you it's a container tag. A table tag is a container tag. It contains other web elements as we have also seen when we were trying to inspect the element. So if I run this program, this is the output which we will get. We will basically be getting the text associated with each of these elements. So row 1, column 1, name of the product, price. Row 1, column 2, name of the product and price, and so on and so forth. Okay. So this is what we get when we try to execute this program. Yes, all visible text. So I'm sharing this program with you guys, and I'm going to give you a small another program to try right now. So keeping this as reference, you have to create another program to access another table. I'll tell you what is that. Let me first share this. So I've shared the program with you guys. Now In this application, if you click on software, you click on software and you click on strategy, or let's say, let's try this. Click on DVD movies and click on action. It will show you a list of all these movies. If you inspect this element, you will realize this is a table which contains these TR rows. So this is a TR row. Inside this TR, you get these TD element. So you get all these TR tags. So this is your table. Inside this table, you have got all these TR elements. And then the second cell has got the name of the product. The third cell has the price associated. Fourth cell, we are not interested. So what you have to do is you have to click on DVD movies, then on action. Inside this action, access this particular table. Okay. First of all, print how many total action movies you find. Then iterate through this table and print the name of every action movie along with the price. Is this clear? Click on DVD movies, click on action, print the number of movies found, print the name of the movies and the price associated with them. Go ahead and please try this out now. So are you guys making progress? Great. Yeah, it's okay. Take your time, please. Why are you using table 1? The table has got a class name. Why don't you try that? It already has a very strong locator. Use that. Made some progress? Yes, Monica. Where is your code?
Oh, okay.
Partial link text. Show the error. Scroll up the error. Okay, first of all, there is no need to log in.
Okay.
So remove the entire login code. Now run the code again, please.
Again, the same error.
Why you are using find elements? Use find element. The find elements method will return you a list. The list doesn't have a click property. Remove the find elements s from here also. Now run. Sorry. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
no problem. Okay, guys, so you have time. You can try this out later and finish it up. I hope you all have reached a significant, made some progress, but nevertheless, you can complete this later. Now, we will move on to the next topic for the session, okay? And the next topic we are going to discuss is how do we handle the drop down elements and understand the drop down element as such. So the drop down element is basically represented by a tag called as the select tag. The select tag contains something called as option tags. Option has basically an attribute called as value, and then it is going to have some visible text, and then the option tag closes. You can have a lot of option tags. Option tags are displayed as uh, option the elements inside option tags are displayed in your drop down. So, for example, in our program, in our application, sorry, we basically have a drop down in the registration user scenario where we have this country. Now I'm going to click on inspect element to see the drop down. You see it is a select with the name country and it has got all these option tags with some values, then some visible text, then the option tag closes. In total you have around 239 options, values. With the first when you select it becomes total 240 options, which is the please select option. Okay. So this is how a drop down list is represented. Now again, like a table, the drop down element is a container element because the select contains these option elements. Now in the drop down, you can basically select your element by visible text, by value, by index. These are the ways you can select your options in your list, and also you can deselect the options in your list. So selection and deselection is by this. So let us have a look at how do we work with the drop down element. So drop down element is handled by a separate class called as the select class. It is not handled by the web element class but a separate class called as the select class. So we create a select object by saying select, where select is equivalent to identifying the element by the name country. Then we are going to say cell dot. You will find all the select methods available like select by index, value, visible text, select all, deselect all, select first selected option, is it a multiple list, find the option. All these methods are available to us. So we first say select by visible text and we provide the text India. We print the first selected option text and we wait for 3 seconds. Then we select by index, we print the first selected option. Then we select by value and we print the selected option. Then in this particular for code, we are basically trying to find out for a country in select options. So fetch all the options from the select list, find if any country has got a text equivalent to Pakistan. If it is has, say country found, else say country not found. Okay. So select is a separate class available to us with Selenium WebDriver. So the drop down is handled with the select class. It is not handled with the web element class. For that you have to basically import from the WebDriver.support select class. Okay. So when I run this program, please pay attention to the screen. You will find and see different selections being done based by visible text, value and index. So you can see India being selected. Look at the bottommost. Then Afghanistan being selected. And then Andorra being selected. And if you see, it is going to basically print the names. And when the country was found, it will basically print country found. In the last, it will print that. Let us give us. Okay. Have a look at this code. If anything is not clear, please let me know. Any questions? Let me know. Is it clear to all of you guys? Okay, so now we are going to see a method associated with the WebDriver object. The method name is known as switch2. So method switch2 basically allows us to switch the focus of the driver object to other window, alert or frame. So switch2 is basically a method available to us which allows us to switch the focus from the current window to maybe another opened window, a window which is opened from the same browser, not an already existing browser, an alert or a frame. So in our application, where do we get an alert? Let us have a look. In our application, when you are trying to register a user, and if you do not complete the registration user properly and you click on the continue button, you get this alert, this pop-up. Until unless you press on the OK button in here, you cannot do anything on this website. So you have to handle this alert by clicking on the OK button, and then only you will be able to work on the backend screen. So alert, let me show you the alert class in Selenium. So this is the alert class in Selenium. You have got some method like accept, which is same as clicking on the OK button, dismiss, which is same as clicking on the cancel button, send keys, typing something on the alert, text, fetch the text associated with the alert. So this is the alert class available to us with the Selenium. So we are going to write down a particular scenario in which we are going to fill in the user details for registering of a user. But while filling the details, deliberately I am going to give a bad confirm password and a so I am going to mismatch the password and confirm password by typing out this text, and then I am going to press on the continue button. Because of this mismatch, I am going to get the alert telling me that the password and confirmed password do not match. So maybe I can try saying print alert dot text to show what text is getting printed, and then I say alert dot accept. So alert would be handled. Then I will wait for a certain while, and then I am going to provide the correct password and confirm password this time, and again try to click on the continue button. This time my user will get registered. To showcase the usage of alert, I am going to first give a mismatch password and confirm password. This will basically raise an alert. So I will switch, say browser dot switch to alert, and will return me this alert object. On that alert, I am saying print alert dot text, and then I am saying alert dot accept, which is same as pressing on the OK button, and then I am again clearing the fields of password and confirm password, this time providing the matched text, clicking on the continue button to register the user. So the script is executing. So you see password confirm password should match, alert came, it was handled. So let us see what got printed. The text which was associated with the alert got printed, right? Is this clear? Praneeth, I'll answer your question in a short while. Is this clear? Handling alert? Alert.accept will click on the OK button, Puneet. Alert.dismiss will print on the cancel button. Sorry, will click on the cancel button. So there is a website for alerts. Uh, Here. So I will give you this as assignment. This application has got lot of alerts to handle. So you have, for example, click for JS alert, click for JS confirm, you have this OK and cancel button. Click for JS prompt where you can type text also. So try this uh, assignment, okay? So I'm sharing this small. So anyways, I will mail these files to you. So you can try working on the alerts represented in here. Is that okay? Is this clear? Okay, great. Any questions? Anything which was not clear? Any questions, guys? Okay. So the last topic we are going to discuss today is about frame or iframes. So like you can switch to alerts, you basically should be able to switch to a frame or a iframe. But what is it? So frame or a iframe, inner frame, is basically a way to create a container element inside the main web page which can contain another page itself. So frame basically allows you to divide a window into multiple sections where each section contains their own HTML page. Divide the window into multiple sections where each section contains their own HTML page. For example, if we look at this application, nested frame, this page, do you see left, middle, right, bottom written in here? These are individual pages inside these frames. If I right click and say inspect, I will find inside the HTML head tag a frame set which contains two frames, so top frame and bottom frame. Then the top frame further contains a frame set document which contains three frames: the middle left frame, the right middle frame, and the right frame. Do you see this? Each of these frame contains their own HTML document which has this text available. Do you all see this? So this page is divided using one frame set which contains two frame, the top frame and bottom frame. Then the top frame is again further divided into using a frame set into three frames: left frame, middle frame, and right frame. If I want to print the text associated with the page inside a frame, I will have to first switch to that frame and then only I can print it. For example, let us try this. So this is my URL. So if I say driver.get, if I want to say driver.get page source, let's say I want to print this information. Let us see what will get printed when I run this program. So do you see that it basically printed the information about the frames? It did not print anything like left, middle, right, bottom, because they are not the pages inside this window. Inside this window, there are frame information. Is this clear? Frame is a tag in HTML. Yes, Puneet. So how, let us say I want to switch to this frame. Let us do that. So we will say driver dot switch to a frame which is recognized by using the name property, because this frame has a name, frame bottom. So let us use this name. So I switch to this frame. Now let me again say print driver page source. So when I say print driver page source, do you see this time this gets printed? The HTML associated with the frame bottom, right? Is it clear? Is this clear? This printing. So when I switch to the frame, now this time when I'm trying to print the page source, the page associated with that frame source will get printed. So you have to understand that if your page contains frames and that page which is inside the frame has objects, you have to first switch to that frame, then only you will be able to work on the objects inside that page. So sometimes you may come across applications which contain frames, and for such applications you will have to first use the switch to command to switch to the frame, and then only work with the content inside the page. Okay. So as an assignment, like you have learnt about frame, in the same manner you have to work with the iframe. So basically, I'll show you the application you have to try. So this application has got this iframe. So there is this page. So what you have to do is first open this page, get the page source associated with that page. Then switch to this iframe and get the page source associated with this iframe object. Compare the two page sources. If the page sources are not similar, that means you have successfully been able to switch to the iframe, else not. Is this clear? So open this page. This has a iframe. First for this page, fetch the page source. Store it in a string. Then switch to the iframe, fetch the page source and store that in a string. Compare those two strings. Is this clear? Okay, great. So besides this, there are some other elements which you should feel comfortable about. Div, span, ul, li, and more such elements. Read about them in the HTML of W3 schools. So have an idea about that. You can have elements like div, span, ul, li, etc., etc. And then one question on tables. For the table, you have to do this. Log into the application. Purchase 5 products. Then go to the order history. Print the order information. If you look at this order information, you will see this order information is inside this div. Inside each of these divs, there is a table. Inside these tables, there are your TD rows which contain different information. For example, the time, shipped to whom, name, number of product, price. Then you have got first div tag. Then you have got the second div tag for the second product which contains this table. Again the same structure. So it's an interesting assignment. It is a lengthy assignment and a little bit tricky also. So please attempt it. Log into the application. Purchase 5 products. Print the order information associated with those products. If your user already has products purchased in the order history, then you need not purchase any products. Okay, you can also purchase these products manually if you want. Either way, the idea is to log in to the application using a user which has got some order information. So you can also try having this as two separate scripts. So these should be two separate scripts. So have a user buy 5 products, then in another script log in with that user credential and print the order information associated with those products purchased. Is this clear? This is just to not make it too complicated, a single script. So these are the assignments you have to try today for the concepts we have learned. So we have learned mainly container elements today. So frame, alert, then table and the drop down. I hope you all are comfortable with the concepts we have discussed. If you have any question, let me know. Yeah, Puneet, you asked me a question. I remember now. Sorry. The question was why we use time dot sleep or how time dot sleep is different from implicit wait, right? That was the question. So time dot sleep is basically a static wait. It is a hard wait. It will forcefully wait for 3 seconds or 30 seconds or how much time you have given to it. Whereas an implicit wait, it does not wait for 30 seconds completely at every command. The moment the object is found, it moves on. So time dot sleep is a static wait. It is a hard wait. So when I'm deliberately wanting to wait for certain number of seconds before I move on to the next command, I am using time dot sleep. Sometimes we have to use hard waits in our script. That's why. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, then thank you so much for your time today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about action class. Uh, then we are going to talk about draw databases and we are going to talk about Selenium Grid. If it is possible for you guys, else you will see in demo in the class. But nevertheless, if you wish to also do it with me in the class, download and install the MySQL database server on your system. So I will share the link with you guys. You can have your this ready on your system. So MySQL community server. Set that up on your system before tomorrow's session. It will take few minutes, at the most 10 to 15 minutes. Download the installer for Windows. Okay. Do not download the zip archive. Download the MSI installer for Windows. And then just double click on it and you will be asked to set a password for the root user. Remember the password which you set. Do not forget that. Fair enough. Will you guys do this? Great. Okay then guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good evening. Bye everyone.